let's look at bar charts. Bar charts are used to display discrete data. So discrete data are numbers that are whole. Okay, so you get whole numbers for discrete data, it's not like continuous data. So for example, we can actually see the number of days of rain, because days are calculated in terms of discrete, or is recorded as a discrete data, not a continuous, because we cannot say that there is 1.5 days of rain. So 1 day rains, then we just put it as 1, 3 days, then 3. Even if it rains for a little bit, we still calculate on that day it rained. Next one is number of books taken out of the library. It's not that we can't half a book, it's just that you cannot take out half a book. So for certain data, it's not to say that a book cannot be described as half, but it's just that the data that we use, we want it to be a whole number. Okay, so you can look at this. A bar chart can be sideways, horizontal, can be vertical as well. What's important is that the x-axis and the y-axis, right? X-axis and the y-axis. So normally, the height here will be the frequency. And then if it is a horizontal one, then this one can be the frequency. So the graph goes parallel to the frequency. Okay, so don't write your frequency here and try to go like that. It must go parallel. So frequency is here, frequency going upwards here, frequency going upwards here. Okay, why do we need to have a chart, or we need to represent data differently? Because we want to see the information as fast as possible. Like yesterday, we learned how to do pictogram. So with pictogram, you can see things faster. With bar chart, you can also see things clearer. So for example, you can look at the work example here. You can see that patients admitted as a result of road accident. So road accident admission. So you can see the scale that you use is up to you, but it has to be logical and it should be practical. So for example, it's not that you cannot have 1, 2, 3, 4 as your scale. It's one line equals 1, but your graph will be way out of your page. So scale that you use has to be practical. It means that it has to be used within the area that you have, not the whole page, maybe half or a quarter of a page. And then for bar chart, the width of the chart must be the same. This is one of the requirements. And then once you draw it, the categories are supposed to be labeled, and you can see it's right in the middle of it. Okay, and then the spacing as well. They should not stick to each other. They must be equal spacing with each other. And then sometimes you can have compound bar chart. It means that we have two data together, and then we want to put it. So for example, I want to put male and female. Can. I want to put education, no education. Can. I want to put primary education, secondary education. Can. I want to put car, motorbike. Can. So I can have different data put together in a bar chart because I want to compare. So for example, I want to know the education level in a country. So you can see it is clear that which country has more percentage of educated people compared to the other. So you can see Madagascar is one of the higher ones because you can see the disparity here is not too much. This one also, Egypt as well, is not too much. However, if you look at India, you can see no education versus secondary or higher education. This has a big gap. So all this information is so that we can digest it really fast without reading anything else. We just need to look at a diagram, then we can get it done. Applying your skill. So let's look at this one here. You just need to draw bar charts for each and every one of them. And then, yeah, basically this is not too difficult. You should be able to do it.